Okay, so we are recording now, and this is today we're going to talk about career moves. I only have about 15 minutes, so we have to make this quick. But um, so I understand you since we're talking about careers, you just got a new job, didn't you, Nuber?
Hi.
Hi. So you just got a new job today, didn't you, or last week? You got a new job last week?
Me?
Yeah, or a new?
No.
Oh, okay. I was thinking that happened. So anyway, that's fine. So what we'll talk about career moves. Now I'm going to read a little bit of this, and then we can talk about it. Simulation engineer. You develop different kinds of simulators, such as flight simulators for training pilots, or virtual patients for training medical students. Health information technician. You use computer systems to update patient files, which help doctors diagnose and treat patients. Green researcher, you research new environmentally friendly technologies for fields such as transportation, energy, and recycling. Organic food farmer, you grow healthy food in a sustainable way without using harmful pesticides or chemicals. Social media manager, you control the representation of a company's brand online on sites like Facebook, Twitter, and others. Okay, so these are, you know, some jobs that may have been in demand. I don't know if they're currently in demand right now, but I know a lot of it really depends on where you're at regionally. Like in the United States, there's a little bit of a boom in areas for online sales. A lot of people are getting into working as their own small delivery company. So they might receive products in their at their home and redistribute them to other people because online sales is booming in the United States. People are not going to stores. A lot of big stores are closing because of online sales in the United States. And really the traditional business of owning a business becoming a is becoming a risk because nobody needs to use a storefront anymore. You can online is becoming a storefront. So what do you guys think about that? Do you see this in the United States, Nuber, the growth of online sales?
Yes.
What is your opinion about online sales in the United States, Nuber?
I think very good. I see a lot of American like buy online because is you can buy at home and delivery in front of your door, the house.
Right. Yeah, and what's good is I can sometimes buy something on Friday and it arrives on Sunday and very quick. Sometimes the next day. I've had some things arrive in the next morning and it's there. So it's very
Exactly.
fast.
Once I bought one day, you arrive same day,
Wow. Yeah.
and
Sometimes.
or next day in the morning.
Yeah. All right, Ivan. What do you think about online sales in Brazil? Do you think it's becoming more and more relevant? People shopping
Uh,
online.
I
so
I think in Brazil, people afraid to buy online because there are a lot of, I don't know in English,
Fraud,
uh,
frauds.
problems when you put card, frauds when
Yeah.
you put card online. Yeah.
I buy some things online in Brazil, and then some of it is like local companies. I use WhatsApp, like for gas delivery, for water delivery, and so that, I guess you could classify that as online. I may order pizza online, but it's local, and there have been some things like bus tickets. I buy bus tickets online. I use what is it? ClickBus. I use ClickBus to buy bus tickets, and I buy plane tickets online. So I take vacations online in Brazil. It's sometimes pretty cheap. I saw a plane ticket in Brazil for $38 from Rio to Sao Paulo. I thought that was really amazing. $38 to fly from Rio to Sao Paulo, and so it's I think it's going to become more and more growth in Brazil, but it has to be a company that's trusted well. I've done business myself online, so I have had people pay me in Brazil and the United States online for services using PayPal. Um, I send a lot of boletos to people. Most of my payments are done online. And really, about 100% of my payments are done online because I will send a email to a customer with a boleto and a nota fiscal, and they they pay me. The big companies require a nota fiscal, and so I send those to customers whenever I do business with a big company. So
Uh,
so
and
what type of engineering do you do, Ivan? You said mechanical engineer, right? Nuber, I have a question for you. What type of work did you do in Brazil?
in Brazil, I was professional teacher math.
Oh, okay. You know, math is a very important subject in the United States.
Yeah.
And if you know what, I think that probably once you get your English straightened out, you're going to be successful because there's a big demand for math in the United States. I do logistics, so I um, I see that because of my math skills, I have I can do because the public schools in the United States are terrible, and so the public schools do not teach math. And I've heard students say, "Oh, why do I need algebra?" You know, and I mean they actually believe that they don't need algebra in high school, and it's amazing that that math is not emphasized in public schools. It should be highly emphasized, but there are many students that somehow think that they don't need math or statistics, things like that. Statistics have been very important to me in logistics. I have to use statistics to calculate the usages of product. So you have a very important job. So both of you are involved in mathematical skills, engineering, and a math teacher. But
Oh, excuse me.
Okay.
I need come back in my work.
Okay. All right.
Uh,
Take care.
Thank you.
All right. Thanks, Ivan.
See you.
All right. See you later. So Nuber, that's cool. That's good.
But in math, usually work in teacher United States or different jobs too.
Well, I think just well to be honest, being that you're a math teacher, you could either be a teacher or you could probably get into some sort of work in the United States that requires math because if you know it I mean, and of course it could be anything from calcu you know calculating. It depends on the type of math that you teach, but still, just the idea that you're a math teacher that should increase your possibility of getting certain jobs because there are certain jobs, even in technical areas or jobs that work in factories, certain areas. Um, a lot of people are not able to pass the math test to get a certification to work in certain fields, just basic fields. So you should maybe focus in that area. I don't know what your background is in Brazil, but you could probably, um, I mean, even working as a math teacher, you could get into that work once you work as maybe even work as a Portuguese and math teacher. Because if the market in Brazil grows, which I expect there to be an economic spurt in Brazil, just based on historical information. And I mean, that's one of the reasons why I'm in Brazil because I believe that there will be economic growth in Brazil due to some of the indicators that I've seen. And a lot of other people agree with me too on this. So if Brazil starts to have extensive economic growth, there's going to be a demand for Portuguese in the United States. So you could teach math and Portuguese. So just an idea. But math is an important factor that once you find your niche, you're gonna be good at it. I mean, if you do your own business, it's going to be important. People
Yeah,
do not have the math to do their own business. So,
nice.
so what do you think about that?
Oh, yeah, I think um, when I finish English, speak very well. I think I don't know if math here, maybe because I don't know how work here.
Yeah,
But I think maybe study different course technical here,
yeah,
technology in
well,
different area.
yeah. Well, what you could do is you could go to maybe a community college or and take some math courses just to learn the vocabulary. Because there's probably some different. I think there's different styles of mathematics, the way it's done in Brazil and the United States. So I noticed that some things are a little bit different, and I, you know, it, I mean, even like an Excel spreadsheet's different the way the formulas are. But you could probably find something like a couple of things that I've done is I've taken Brazilian courses, even though it's something that I'm familiar with and simple, but just to learn the vocabulary. Take a course in some area, and I learn the vocabulary. I don't learn anything; I just learn the vocabulary, and that's it. But like offshore industry and other things. But anyway, um, you know, you're yeah. Well, I'll have another example. I mean, I have a cousin He's from Brazil, and he was a mathematician in Brazil, in Rio de Janeiro, and now he's a professor at MIT. And they pay their professors very good at MIT. But I mean, this guy's a mathematical genius. He's probably somewhere close to Albert Einstein, this cousin of mine. But you know, that's pretty much it. So I think well, it's 1 o'clock. I have to go now to my own self. This class was supposed
No,
to be
that's fine.
from 12:30 to 1, and I have an appointment today, so I have to take care of that.
Okay, that's fine. Thank you so much.
You're welcome, Nuber. I hope you I wish you the best. And any advice you need from me about the United States, because I know it can be difficult being in a different country. You know, if you ever want to ask some advice on things, just let me know, and I could probably tell you a few things to maybe help you out.
Okay, thank you.
All right, no problem. All right, well, take care, man.
Okay, bye bye. See you.
Bye bye.